created some good chances as well going the other way.
So he seems pretty content, doesn't he, even though they didn't hold on for the victory. I think he probably, like everybody else, would never be quite sure just how those players would cope at a higher level.
And disappointed at conceding a goal so late when you're that close to winning the game and then conceding the goal. But I think you reflect on it and you reflect on Coventry's strengths, and they did have a lot. I mean, we expected it to be a big test for them, a very good test on the opening day, actually. I think, to come up against a side who will probably, in their own minds, and I think even Alex Neil would concede yesterday, he thinks it's going to be a team that will be pushing for the playoffs this season. So that was a good barometer, if you like, on the opening day to give them a guide as to how tough it's going to be. And one thing they did say about the game was that it's much faster and it flows more than League One. You don't get many breaks in play. There aren't as many flows, and after 96 minutes plus, the players felt it. So that was an indication as well.
Stephen, there's a message coming from Cookie. It says, "Hi, Pridey. I know we're not in the Premier League, but I'm just wondering whether Stephen and Barnsley agree with me that being there yesterday was actually like watching a different sport compared to the last 4 years." Would you go that far?
Yeah, listen, it was a lot quicker game. I think the thing as well, what you noticed with Coventry when they won free kicks, I said it to Nick, I think during the game, the hand on and the playing quick, whereas sometimes in League One teams would kind of get set up and take a while to kind of get up, whereas as soon as Coventry got a free kick, they were playing quick and Sunderland had to react really quickly. Now, well, I think Sunderland, like I said, second half, they never really kind of got a grip of the game, but they defended well. They worked really hard. They kind of they still made it difficult for Coventry, and you're never going to have a game where you're fully in control of the game for 90 minutes. So you got to respect that Coventry are a decent team. But I think first half, like Alex Neil mentioned there, Sunderland were risking the pass. They were playing through the lines and really good passes and getting on the half turn, and they looked really threatening going forward with the likes of Pritchard and Embleton. And I'm watching the game thinking these boys can really play, and I think it's going to bode well for the future. The likes of Dan Neil, Embleton playing, I thought they were really impressive, and that's going to give them loads of confidence playing at this level, and I think they're suited to the way the Championship football is.
What else was Alex Neil reflecting on afterwards, Barnsley?
Physicality is something I think we've talked about this a lot, and we saw in pre-season in the games at Bradford. I think probably predominantly Accrington, where Accrington had a lot of big players, physicality was an issue, and I think it's something that Alex Neil was aware of yesterday as well.
The game physically is much more difficult, obviously, in terms of for the players and what League One would be, because normally we'd score a goal, team would sink off us, scared to getting beat even more, and then we would just dominate the ball and the lads could strut about and keep the ball. The fact is, teams come here and believe that they're better than us, and well, you could argue they're probably right in the fact that they've spent 5 years in sort of Championship football and we are now playing our first game, so naturally they're going to come, they're going to fancy their chances. But I thought we gave them a good account of ourselves. I thought we were organised. I thought we made it really difficult for them. And let's be honest, we'd be talking about a great result here if it wasn't one moment of quality. And we switch off, we don't get down the line of the ball quick enough, we let them turn. But even then, it's a great goal.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great goal, wasn't it? So, I mean, you can't be too harsh, I guess, Stephen. Would you agree with those concerns, perhaps still, that people have on physicality?
Yeah, I think so. I think you're always looking to kind of add that physical side to the team. You look at the two centre-halves yesterday, Ballard and Baff. I think them two physically were well able to cope with the threat of, like, kind of the Coventry attack. I think if you look at the Coventry team, a lot of them look, I don't know whether they look kind of more muscular than some of the Sunderland lads, like the likes of Embleton, Dan Neil. They don't come across as real powerful lads. Don't get me wrong, they're really good footballers, but maybe that's something that Alex Neil is looking at, and he wants to add a little bit more grit in there, somebody that can kind of be a little bit more of a leader, like a presence on the pitch, because again, there's players like that in the Championship and you need to be able to deal with it.
Let's see what people think. There was a big crowd there. Hopefully some of those people will get in touch with the show tonight. 0800 234 6565 is the phone number if you prefer to get in touch via WhatsApp. 08000 321 333. Start your message with the letters BBC, and you can text 81333 as well, starting your text with the letters BBC. Standard network rates apply if you text. So a good atmosphere there, Barnsley, and there were flags and cards displayed.
Well, all
prior
credit
to kick-off as well.
To Spirit of 37 for the flags and cards display. It was fantastic. I mean, the atmosphere ahead of kick-off, the flag, I mean, it's just monumental. I mean, how they managed to actually sew and stitch that together is anybody's guess. I know that when they actually wanted to see how it looked from above, the only place that they could do that was the Academy of Light and lay it out on one of the training pitches where they could stand above it, right, and see just how good it would look. And it did look fantastic at the Roker end. And then the whole card display we couldn't actually see the top half of the East Stand from where we sit in the back of the West Stand, but it was the outline of the black ship, you see on the old crest with blue and red cards, and it looked absolutely magnificent. So congratulations to Spirit of 37. It really worked and led to the occasion.
And just before we talk about another couple of points away from the game, smoke bombs and flares again were in evidence, weren't they?
Unfortunate. This was nasty. The Coventry fans were throwing and bottles down onto the fans below. There were a lot of elderly children, I'm told, about who were leaving, moving. It wasn't pleasant. It's not the first time this has happened, but it seems to have escalated a little bit. I know there's bad blood between Coventry and Sunderland, but yesterday's particularly, it seems to have been worse than in recent years.
Which is not good. I mean, there's CCTV in the ground. You'd hope that people that were chucking stuff will be caught, Stephen.
Yeah, I'm saying you go to a game, you want to sit down and enjoy the football. You shouldn't be worrying about kind of obstacles and flares coming down and hitting you on the head from above. So that's something that maybe the football club need to look at.
Yeah, if that's something that affected you at the game, do get in touch with us, 0800 234 6565. Transfers, we'll continue to talk about transfers in terms of both of our clubs, won't we, until that window shuts. And Alex Neil, well, he's been reiterating again what he needs.
Yeah, he's not shying away from the need to get players in. He accepts they do need another striker, as well as having had Sims and Stewart. And he says he's looking to get 4 or 5 players in before the window shuts. They're working hard to do that. He's very, very mindful of the size of squad, and that was emphasised, as he said, by Coventry's squad at the weekend and the substitutions that they made, which I thought was quite interesting, because I thought Sunderland actually had a strong bench. And he did actually say that at some point he did think about bringing Sims on towards the end, but then sort of backtracked on that because of the way the game was going. But I thought it was an attacking bench. I mean, you've left the likes of Winchester and Matete out. Diaku not quite up to full fitness, so that was the reason he missed out. But the point was made that, you look at the experience that Mark Robbins is able to call upon, and so there again he said that we need to have that squad. It needs to be bigger, and 4 or 5 players is what they've identified.
Okay, we will keep our eye out in terms of any movement at all in the transfer market. And the academy manager, Lewis Dickman, has left Sunderland.
Yeah, more reshuffling at the academy. We talked briefly about it on Friday, but now Lewis Dickman, the academy manager, the latest to depart, so they'll be looking for a new academy manager after, of course, the elevations to the first team squad of Mike Dodds and Michael Proctor, and then that knock-on effect that down through the academy as well. But John Joe Dickman, Lewis's brother, is still there involved with the younger players.
Thank you very much indeed, Barnsley. If you'd like to have your say, 0800 234 6565 is the number. Come on and have a chat to Stephen Elliott and John Anderson. We'll be talking Newcastle next.